Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the awesome, fun day. Two videos ago, I showed you guys how to make this vase. Last time we learned how to draw some flowers. This time we get to paint our flowers. Now, if you don't have paint, remember you can always take a regular marker, color it on plastic or tinfoil. You can use a brush or a Q-tip, dip in some water, swirl it on the paint on the marker, and then you can paint with it like that. If you don't have markers, if you don't have a brush or anything like that, of course you can just color your flowers whichever kind of way you want to color them. Crayons, markers, colored pencils. But I thought it would be fun to paint. So what I always teach my kiddos is, this is Mr. Brush. We say hi to Mr. Brush. Right here in class, it has a little grip. We hold it like a pencil. So this is where we always hold the brush. We never hold it up here, always back here. This is Mr. Brush's head, and he does not like his hair being touched. His hair is for painting only. So when we go to paint, we dip him in the water, we wipe him gently on the edge of the cup, and then he likes to dance on top of the paint. So I'm going to choose a light green. He is going to swirly, swirly, swirly right here on top of the paint. And the more you swirl, Mr. Brush, the darker the watercolor will be. So right here, I'm swirling, swirling, swirling. There we go. Now I think I got a lot of green on the tip. Now see, we dip the tip. We don't need to put the whole brush into the paint, just the tip, and we just swirl, swirl, swirl. You don't push Mr. Brush hard into the paint because then you will hurt Mr. Brush. So right here, I want to paint my stems green. Now it is okay if you go outside of the lines. My friends at home, if you want to trace this with Sharpie first, you can go ahead and trace it with Sharpie first. So swirly, swirly, swirly. Paint a lot of my things green. Remember, if we go outside of the lines, no big deal. I went outside of the lines over here, and I'm going to paint one more with light green. So right here, and then I want to paint the other ones with dark green to give it variety. Now when I go to change my color, what I do is I wash my brush. I say washy, 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 squeezy, squeezy, blot, blot, and then we are ready for another color. A little bit more water. When you blot it, you make sure that all the color's out of the brush. If when you blot it, you still see color, that means you need to wash your brush again. So remember, just the tip, swirly, swirly, swirly. We're not hurting Mr. Brush, we're gently swirling it. Right here, paint. And only because my palette has a light green and a dark green have I changed colors. There we go, and I'm going to add a little of dark green to the leaves, just for a little variety. All right, I'm ready to change my color. Washy, washy, wipey, wipey, blot, blot. And now I'm ready to go into the brown. The sunflower has a brown center. The paint wasn't coming up, so I dipped my brush just barely into the water, and now I'm swirly, swirly, swirly. And then Mr. Brush wants to dance on top of the paper. We never push too hard on top of the paper. There we go. Now I can wash my brush. And we're just going to repeat these steps until we've painted everything with the colors we want. So I'm going to finish painting my sunflower yellow. These flowers with the wiggly center, they are poppies, so I'm going to paint them red on the outside, yellow on the inside. My other flowers can be painted absolutely any way that you want. So I'm going to do a little fast forwarding magic. Alrighty, I am all done. So I'm washing my brush, squeezing it on the edge, and I'm going to lay it down here on my paper towel. And that is how I put Mr. Brush to bed. Awesome. Now I'm going to let this sit for a while, and then we are all done with this fun flowers in a vase project. All right, guys. Happy creating!